Scenario planning sounds complicated. It's not. This 5-minute example will show you exactly how it works in a real business situation. I'm Sabrina Parsons. I'm the CEO of LivePlan. I'm going to walk you through a quick tutorial on how to create a scenario forecast for your business. If you're not sure what scenario planning is and why you should use it for your business, check out our other video linked in the description. I've downloaded the free template from liveplan.com. If you want to follow along, go ahead and download it now. And then while I'm doing it, you can do it as well. Let's dive in. So we're just going to jump into a profit and loss statement, a simple one at that, and I'm going to show you, here is a forecast and you can see it. We've got month 1 through month 12 and a year, right? So this is the first year of our forecast, and it's a pretty simple forecast. We've got a revenue line where we have some revenue being sold, and then we've got some direct costs. So revenue is 100 and direct costs is 20. So that margin there is 80%. And again, just basic business idea so that you can then take this and translate it to your own business, and that you can take a simple spreadsheet and understand scenario planning for your business. Now we've got some salary and wages, employee-related expenses, so you can see total operating expenses, operating income, total expenses, and our net profit. Pretty healthy net profit here. Now, these numbers can be anything, right? They're 120 because that's easy and it's easy for you to figure it out, but it could have been 10,000, right? It could have been 5,000. It's whatever you want. That's the whole point of a template. We wanted to make it really something that you can kind of sink your teeth in without it being complicated. So here we have a scenario, and in this scenario, we are actually making money, right? We've got a net profit of 58, and you could say that this is in thousands. So we've got a net profit of 58,000. Great, fantastic, right? And then we start to see, as we build this business, where we are. So we end the year at 1,200. So we could say that's, 120,000 if it's in thousands, and 240 on our COGS, so still 80% margins. And then we come down here and we end the year with 938 in net profit, 78% our net profit margin. Again, really good. So what are we gonna do? What's a what if scenario? Well, the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to address direct costs going up. What if for your business, all of a sudden you find yourself, for many different reasons, right? There's lots of inflation right now. Maybe there's a tariff in your future, but all of a sudden direct costs go from 20 to double or triple. What if your direct costs go to 60, right? And so we're just gonna model that in, and I'm just gonna copy that and I'm just gonna paste it in across our months. Super simple to do. You can see how I'm doing that, right? Not brain surgery here, but we need to increase that cost because between inflation and tariffs, the COGS for our business have tripled. And that might seem like a lot, but many businesses are facing exactly this situation now. So now I've input into this profit and loss statement a scenario where our COGS go up. I've got this here, I can go down, I can see gross margin is now 40%, not 80%. So we've really affected our gross margin. Let's see where we are in terms of total expenses and net profit. So we went from a net profit of much, much higher, closer to 80%. Now our net profit for this first month, you can see, is 18, and we've got an 18% net profit. Across the board, looks like, based on these modeling, things are still okay, but it gives you a sense, really easy. And what scenario planning is just that, right? You've got a base forecast, and then you say, what if X happens? The biggest thing you need to do when scenario planning is to think about each scenario looking at one risk. You don't want to put them all together and mix in increased COGS, increased salaries. It gets too complicated. You want to see what happens if this very specific thing happens to your business. And that's the cool thing about what if scenarios, is it allows you to kind of focus in and concentrate on one risk to your business. Now, once you get all these risks together, you may want to build a scenario that has multiple risks. But the place to go and the place to start is in that profit and loss forecasted statement, pick one thing that you want to test and build that into your scenario. Very simply. You can use the spreadsheet, go to liveplan.com and download it, or you can use a different tool like LivePlan, which I find to be extraordinarily easy. But it doesn't matter. More importantly is you should be doing this scenario planning. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll join us again and learn more about how to be successful for your business.